It was dark. It was darker than dark. It was blacker than nothingness. Inside the house, inside the bag, all three stuck their hands in the bag. All three felt at the pills. All three had played before. One makes you dance. One makes you kill. One would make them an assassin. One would give them the best high of their life. And one was a placebo. So they played again as they had on many nights of violence, many nights where the pill would kill. They put their hands in, always their hand with their tag bracelet on, their shame bracelet on, the bracelet that told if you had the disease, how much of the disease you had, where you got it, and your most shameful act would project on the nearest screen. But there were no screens here in the dark, and no screens here with their hands in the bag. They grabbed the pills and swallowed them. It was dark. It was dark in the moonless America. It was dark in his mind. The old one sat alone in the nothingness, as he often did. He was deep in pondering only the unchanging darkness. Yes, he was alone, but he would not be alone for long, for the murderer and his one stone friend and the witness. They visited and they ignited the root, the Ugna root. Ananatra, no, no. Unichichayo, Unichichayo. Unie, the three sang, one with murder in his heart, the other who thought it was love and art. Unichichayo. The third was the witness. The third was the witness. Unie, he slayed, he slayed. Unio, the tripping one said, oh no. Ooh, the root and let it fly. Unio, you could see the fire in the killer's eye. Unichichayo, the happy one, made a smile and laugh as he ran over the dog who had died in the bath. As he went out the door that would soon be no more. Oh, he stared, and he smiled, while the murderer killer laughed like a child. And the only sad one, the one who had no fun, was the witness. Which one? Which one? Which one? Boom! The next day, Sonny, Goldhawk Garrison, young lad of 19. He was the last of his minority. Let's say his minority is whatever you are, because you are a minority somewhere. But here in New America, he was the last one of his kind. His kind had been gone. His dad was a half one. His dad was a half. He was the last full one. The last of the last of whatever you are listening to this. He's the last one of you. So you want him to do well. And when he woke up, naked with a lady, and he was very happy, and she was very happy. But he heard the heavy footsteps on the stairs. We know those of the Father. We know those of the stands, the standard popo. And these stands, they came boots a knocking, even if your room was a rockin'. And they kicked open that door with their standard boots. It hit the standard. It knew to break down any door. Yep. They passed by sensors and unsensors, things that unsensed, like diseases, like addictions. They smashed these as they went. Ah, that's right, Corporal McCarthy. He came in with his pig face. Yeah, he disrespected the woman there. But Sonny had grabbed his shoulder satchel, as he called it. The the last of his people. He went out the back door, and down he flew, putting on his clothes as he went. Whew. He landed half clothed, and then he bent to his knees as he was hit from behind by two stands. Ah, M and D. Ah, the two dumbest letters in the language alphabet. They swung him again, but he moved out of the way. Grace is something he learned now that he knew that they had to burn. He was going to pull out his Ugna root or pop a pill that could make him kill. But he stopped, just scratched at his grit patch, showing them the pain of it, reminding them of their own grit patches and their standard drugs, their drugs that did nothing, made them just witnesses. Droggy at best. Listen up, Quid, they called him. Your papa done bit the big one, the last of your race, last of your disgrace, and whatever you are. But he's done. So you are number one suspect. And they scanned him. They scanned his tech bracelet and they upgraded him. You better. That's right. You're going to have to go in 3 days. 3 days. That's when you'll have have to meet the computer judge. Unless, and the second one spoke up for the first time, D. Unless you could afford a human judge. But you ain't got two tofu ticks to rub together, you slimy bastard. He kicked out his boot, the same boot that has bottoms that are meant to knock down doors, to destroy things that hide. But it was Sonny who had enough. He lifted up the boot and he thudded twice in the guy's junk. Sonny laughed and said, "Yeah, punks, I'll work it out, man." And he slid away from them after a few kindly slaps that sent them on their way. But they'd done their damage. And he looked at his tick bracelet and he saw the time counting down and he saw the needle glow activated. Anytime they wanted, they could press a button and poison him. Of course, his was rigged. They're all rigged. You try to change what your shame is as he walked down the street. He adjusted it. Luckily for him, his uncle had left him his whole arm. He cut off his own arm to give to his cousin. He had no kids, no sons, but he said, "This will help you be free. This will help you escape. Do what I did not do and escape Quarantine E. Do it. Do it for me. Escape Quarantine E." He remembered. And his uncle gave him his arm. Gave him a hand. Gave him a hand. That's a good uncle. That's what an uncle is supposed to do. 3 days. 3 days. Well, the first thing he did, of course, was he got together with his band and had an illegal party. That's right. They broke all the quarantine laws, all the distancing laws. He went to the Green 59 restaurant. They were playing Leap into Peril. Leap into Peril. Lose your mind. Outside, it was quiet. It was a tea shop. They even had what looked like people drinking tea. Holograms, of course. Inside, loud music, people banging into each other, walking up. You saw trash cans that grabbed people and turned them in. Oh, man. Getting turned in by a trash can. Can you think of a worse thing? Can there be a worse thing? Ah, the transcendental pain of it. On his way, he met his boys. Of course, there was Gordon Scratch, the mute. Gordon Scratch, the guy who never talked, and the only one in the whole town of America that had no grit patch disease. You were born, everyone was born with it. Then there was those who got it bad, called the mummies. They tried to rap. They tried. Everyone was addicted to a different version of the cure. We're all addicted to a different version of the cure. But it doesn't always do the same thing. Gordon heard the news and didn't ask if Sonny had killed his dad. Sonny just said, "Dude, we're out of here, man." Gordon just nodded his head yes and used his eyes to speak. And they spoke many long conversations without uttering a sound. They went inside to meet Brother Skip, to meet up and jam and keep the people happy in the illegal parties that they insisted on. They brought the people together for food ticks, tofu ticks. Don't forget the O. But people forgot everything there. That's what it was all about. Dancing, screaming, forgetting. Sonny sought uh, his two girls, his main ladies, Becca May and Becca D. They both slapped him, kissed him, and jumped back into the crowd. He went back on stage and grabbed his bass and played as hard as he could. Of course, they had to wear the gear outside. You had to wear the mask. You had to. But if you didn't wear it correctly, they would beat you down. So he gathered his crew, Big Skip, Gordon Scratch. They needed another. They went to a few brothers, but they were not ready to leave. Not ready to escape from Quarantine E. But what do you need in a crew? You need someone who's strong, that's Skip. Someone who's smart, that's Gordon, good with the computers. You need a smart aleck, that's Sonny. And you need somebody who's so lucky and unlucky at the same time that they're going to pull all the luck into them. That's what they found. Baby Blue Eyes. Oh, yeah. Because most people wore goggles. Most people wear the full mask outside. Except Baby Blue Eyes. It is said that he was born blind, but what they replaced his eyes with were these blue crystals. And these crystals were very mysterious indeed. They always talked to him and told him what he saw. He would look around, move his head, even though he had no eyes. But Baby Blue Eyes, he saw things that other people did not. He was a good drummer, too. A good drummer indeed. Leap into peril, lose your mind, Skip and Sonny sang. Leave your body thinking it's drinking someone else's wine. Leap into peril, tofu ticks are fine. Leave your body thinking it's drinking someone else's wine. It's living someone else's time. They sang the night away until the stands came halfway. But before that, a deal went down. During the intermission, everyone else was talking to the crowd. Sonny went into the back. He made a deal. Everyone knows that Sonny used to be part of the Animal Brotherhood. Animal Brotherhood, they were the masters, the Root, the great equalizer. They say it could burn away your grit patch, but if it got out of control, it can erase you. That's what it could burn you away and erase you. The Root. But he would trade it for the best ointments, the best drugs, the best pills, the kill pills, the thrill pills. He would have to trade the Ugnaroot to the drug dealers, to the lowlifes. But they saw themselves as the same as him. And he was no longer with the assassins. No longer would they say, was it prank or was it protest? No longer. He only wanted out, one direction out. With Gordon, with Skip, we'll take baby Blue Eyes. And he had to hold out for one more. He was hoping his old girl from the Animal Brotherhood, Raven, the long black hair. Do you care? He made a deal with this drug dealer, man. They called this guy Slim. I ain't trust nobody. Nobody, Slim, who's too thin. Even in these times, I don't trust no skinny mofos, man. No skinny quids. So I double checked, and he set up a trap in his office. Of course, Slim tried to shank, but only one person came out that room. That was Sonny. He came out with both ends. He took the money, he took the drugs, and he took the Ugnaroot. And that guy lost his life because he tried something tricky with a knife. And it was time to go anyway. The stands were making their regular rounds. I guess someone didn't get paid enough tofu tickets. It was decided in the morning. When the morning dawns, we'll make for the tower. If we go beyond the city's tower, it'll deactivate. Hopefully they won't have control of our tech bracelets and they won't be able to inject us from the controls tower. Dictator control. The big C, they call them. But what did that mean? What bad words can you think of with C? He loved control. He tried to control everyone. He was watching. You could feel his presence. Not the big brother, more like a Uncle Shoo-Shoo, Big Shoo-Shoo. He was everywhere. He was the disease. He was the disease. Oh, the grit patch. They all scratched at their grit patches as they collected their gear. They all had fear. They all had fear. All right, guys. Hope you guys will come back for chapter 2 of Earthen Way Quarantine, or Quarantine, Escape from Quarantine E. Dun, dun, dun. Escape from Quarantine E. Hope you guys had much fun as I did. And let's continue this story. Let me know. They're going to escape from Quarantine E. All right. I hope you guys had fun. This is based on a novel I wrote when I was 19. And I wrote a few versions. Like the first version, I wrote like half of it handwritten in a book. And then I put it down and went to play soccer in England. I was in England. And then some bum took it to wipe his butt with ours. I should say ours. So the first version of it was we used as toilet paper, which toilet paper is now a thing. So I got to add more toilet paper. I have to add in more things. The mummy people. That's right. The mummies, they call them. More things about this COVID. You know, people are attacking them because they think they're infected. They're going to go to the free zones, and different things are going to happen once they get out of this place. Whoever survives out there, but we'll find out together, and together, even if it's only in our mind, we will escape Quarantine E. Earth. I guess escape Quarantine Earth.